If you are applying for the O1 artist visa and do not want to get denied, watch this video for the top denial reasons and tips on how to avoid them. Hi everyone, my name is Marcus and I'm an immigration attorney. Welcome back to our O1 Visa Artist Process series. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe so that you can follow all about the ins and outs about the O1 visa process. So today we're going to be talking about common reasons for denial. So there's actually like a two-part process to applying for the O1 visa. First of all, you got to apply before USCIS, and that is by filing form I-129. And after you get the approval notice, you take that, you go to the US consulate abroad, and then after that you go for the visa interview and they put the visa in your passport. However, you can get denied at both the USCIS level as well as the Department of State level. So today I wanted to go through the most common denial reasons as well as give you some tips on how to avoid them. So first of all, we're going to talk about the USCIS stage, and here are the most common reasons why people get denied. Reason number one, you have no petitioner. If you've been following this series, you know that you can't actually apply for the O1 visa yourself, and you need a proper petitioner in order to help you apply. If you don't know about the petitioner, you might want to check out our video on like petitioners and who can be them. But basically, if you don't have a petitioner, you are definitely going to be denied. Denial reason number two, your contracts and itinerary are speculative. So what exactly does that mean? So a speculative contract or itinerary means that there's not enough information in your contract or your itinerary for immigration to realize that is this a legitimate contract or not. So for example, if you give them a contract and then there is no compensation amount, or there are no dates as to like what your employment's going to be or where your employment is going to take place. Same thing for the itinerary. If there's not enough information, immigration might find that this is completely speculative, this is completely bogus, and they're going to deny your application. So if you're interested in figuring out how to draft good itinerary and good contracts, you might want to check out our video on the contracts and itinerary part so that you can really give them a really good document in terms of like the contracts and the itinerary. Denial reason number three, you lack the credits. And what this means is that your underlying case is weak. You, for example, just graduated and you really haven't really been doing that much in your career. You don't really have that much of a portfolio. The fact is the extraordinary ability visa is for people who've been working for a while, who are considered the top of their field. So if you do not have those credits, most likely you're gonna be denied, unfortunately. So I think the best thing if you are interested in applying for this visa is to go away, maybe take some time, build up your portfolio, and really get those lead credits. Denial reason number four, your credits are not sustained. So part of the application for the extraordinary ability visa is that you have to show that your credits are sustained, which means that it has been going on for a long period of time. So for example, if you just suddenly became famous in like 2 weeks or something like that, immigration might find that you are not extraordinary enough because your credits are not sustained over a long period of time. So similarly, like the previous one, if you are interested in applying for this, you might want to take some time after school, take a couple of years, really build up your credits and do it over a long period of time before getting a good chance of applying for this visa. Denial reason number five, your documentation is just simply not sufficient or it's not presented in an organized kind of manner. So everything in terms of your portfolio and your credits or your resume has to be supported by documentation. If you don't have documentation, immigration is going to find that more likely than not that you don't actually have the credits. But let's say you do have the credits and you do have the documentation, you need to make sure that it is organized in a fashion that it's easy for them to read. You don't want them to be like digging through tons and tons of papers trying to figure out, well, is this person actually extraordinary or not. You want to make it easy for them. You want to lay it out. You want to have tabs. You want to make it easy so that they can just pull out the information and go like, oh yeah, I think this person could definitely be extraordinary, and then therefore give you the visa. All right, so now let's talk about the most common reasons why people get denied at the consulate abroad. So let's say you got your approval notice, you schedule your interview, and then you're going for the interview abroad. You can also be denied then. So let's take a look at the most common reasons why people get denied at the visa interview. Visa interview denial reason number 1, Google cannot find you. The fact is everybody uses Google today, and this means even immigration officers out there, in like Singapore or London or wherever you may be going for your visa interview, they're going to use Google too. And guess what? One of the easiest way that they can figure out if you're extraordinary or not is by Googling you. So one of the great things is to start creating a web presence for yourself so that people can definitely see your track record, your portfolio, your resume, and all sorts of things online. However, be very, very careful in terms of what you put online, unless it contradicts with your actual case, because you don't want them to basically say anything that might prove that you are not extraordinary, which would really screw up your chances of getting the visa. Visa interview denial reason number 2, crimes or other forms of inadmissibility. So basically, this actually doesn't have to do with the extraordinary ability part. This has to do with the fact that maybe you've committed a crime in the past, whether it's in the United States or somewhere else in the country, or there's some sort of fraud, you've lied to immigration before, or you overstayed your visa, or some other form of inadmissibility. If that has happened before, you definitely want to consult with like an immigration attorney immediately to sort of figure out like what are your chances of getting through, or trying to figure out if there's some kind of waiver that you can apply for, because if not, you're just not going to be able to get the visa no matter how extraordinary you are. Visa interview denial reason number 3, you admit that you are not extraordinary at the interview. Basically what this means is that if the immigration officer asks you about the different evidentiary criteria and you're not able to articulate it well enough, or you basically admit that, for example, one of the criteria is that you gotta be a lead or a starring role in a production that's distinguished, and the officer questions you on that and you admit that, hey, actually a bunch of my credits are not lead or starring, basically you just told them that you are not extraordinary and therefore should be denied the visa. Don't do that. Read your cover letter, understand your case, understand the evidentiary criteria, and be able to explain to the officer why you're considered extraordinary. Visa interview denial reason number 5, inadequate English skills. Basically, if you don't really speak English very well, please practice, because the immigration officers often do not speak any other language, so you need to be able to articulate in English exactly the requirements of the O visa and exactly why you meet them. And if you cannot do that, unfortunately, it could lead to a possible denial. So basically, those are the top reasons why people might get denied for the O visa, either at like the USCIS stage or like the visa interview consulate stage. I hope that this video was really, really helpful to you. Please like and subscribe and follow us so that we can continue this conversation and find out more about the O1 visa.